Your repeated microwave offenses of heating up cabbage and Limburger sandwiches.
Yeah. Several times you were heard proclaiming loudly at the accounting team in their polo shirts, I guess it must be Casual Thursday.
When we finally made it to the studio the next day, we stopped, took a picture. It was like a 9 foot snowdrift that was across the road that blocked us off.
We tried to like start going through, and Will was in the car without the trailer, and he was like, we're not even making this car through.
His relationship with Misty is curious. I'm predicting the two of them will finally get together when the zeal of DNA swabs and elimination prints inevitably leads to sex. I don't know about you, but centrifuges get me hot.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
So let's talk about something I noticed at work not long ago. It's something I'm going to call Slander with Candor. Now, I want to talk about a meeting that takes place thousands of times each year in workplaces around the country. These are not productivity meetings. They don't cover fair pay, sales strategy, or safety concerns. No, these gatherings are both unplanned and unrecorded. And I'm talking about what we'll call the slander sessions.
They start out as simple conversations, nothing more, but they devolve into the ultimate tea-spilling, sin-confessing, dark history lore discussions to be had. It's like a reality TV show confessional to a select audience, because an aligning force is not that cake in the conference room, it's, what? I hate her too. Did we just become best friends?
Now, a little bit of background, okay? The invitees, absolutely no new employees, no new weird people at all. Typically, younger employees, departmental outsiders, or anyone considered a buzzkill are not only barred, but their presence will prevent these meetings from even occurring at all. Jaded frontline employees are mandatory, particularly with several years of access to grind, stories to tell, enemies made, tales from the cubicle trenches, mass casualty product relaunches, screw ups with reply to all emails, and minor office supply theft.
Bonus, if the discussion gets juicy enough to rope in company lifers, members of the old guard with 10 plus years of experience, this will take the meeting to the next level and possibly to happy hour.
Like you'll hear Blanche from the other room go, he only got that job because Bill died. Blanche, join us. That's what I'm talking about.
The environment. No early hours. These gatherings are most effective between the hours of 3 p.m. and later, when most of the C-level, upper management, and young ambitious have already gone for the day.
Now, important note, C-level and upper management employees are not exempt from slander sessions. They simply prefer to have their own sessions off-site somewhere. Typically, these are focused around the incompetence of ownership and the rest of their family, who are all unqualified to work anywhere where they don't ask, would you like fries with that? Now, location. This is important. It's typically the soundproof office of a disgruntled middle manager that's been passed up for multiple promotions. You starting to get the idea? Okay. Here's the discussion. It revolves around these favorite topics: bad hires, upper management mistakes, botched acquisitions, and the resumes of unpopular bosses. Things like, he never actually worked for Dyson. He was just a temp there for 6 months in the 90s.
Or a degree in the hospitality industry? Ha! Like working as a Hooters waitress translates to college credit? Bad behavior witnessed at holiday parties, networking events, or company picnics have no statute of limitations. Remember the drunken karaoke night when she changed the lyrics from head games to call out Bob's toupee?
Classic. Niceties, remembered nostalgically, are only of value in these meetings if they have been taken away. Yeah, there was a billiard table in the break room back then, but the son-in-law took it out when he got promoted. Stories like this are usually punctuated with like a cherry on top. Yeah, he got fired a year later, something between him and an underage intern. There's really no limit to slander sessions in terms of length, unless 5 o'clock comes or some accursed do-gooder enters the room to ask a legitimate question about credit terms or vacation days, ruining the mood.
If you are hearing this and wondering why you've never been invited to one of these meetings, check to see if any of the following apply. Your repeated microwave offenses of heating up cabbage and Limburger sandwiches.
Yeah. Several times you were heard proclaiming loudly at the accounting team in their polo shirts, I guess it must be casual Thursday.
You are the office tattletale, bitching loudly about anyone who has the audacity to sneeze twice in a row, complaining, "It makes me feel unsafe in the workplace."
Okay, the 3 paragraph article that you published in the company newsletter regarding dirty dishes in the break room entitled, Everyone's Responsibility is No One's Responsibility, and the chart you made for weekly refrigerator cleanouts that you didn't honor by simply calling out or taking PTO.
Also, I know it's been a couple of years and you were excited about the upgrades in the mailroom, but when you started off Bud Ramsey's retirement announcement with a few words about conveyor belt maintenance, I mean, yeah, some people don't forget that stuff.
Let me explain why that's funny for a second. You see, people don't want to hear about mailroom improvements during a retirement party. Even if express envelopes, especially, are hitting desks by 10 a.m. every single day, which is no small feat considering the Monday backlog and our small budget. Hey, come to think of it, are we all going to go into a diabetic coma of some kind if we don't plunge directly into Bud's cake for the first 10 minutes? Maybe I'm trying to get our stock up a quarter point. I mean, excuse me for living, people. Yeah, let's talk about our feature interview. That's you.
Our feature interview this week is with a Nebraska-based stoner metal band, Beast Eagle. Folks, this is one of those post-rehearsal interviews with the entire band moments that we so enjoy. We get into things like the controversial art for their latest EP, The Sorceress, to how they came to choose their amazing vocalist Kate Lewis, to some ridiculous bouts of extreme weather just in order to get a recording studio, and so much more. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, let's play a song. This is Beast Eagle with Send Me Down.
I'll take the beating and the damn to forgive, to understand. Set me down, set me down, set me down. Set me down.
Okay, let's talk about Patreon. The site is patreon.com/Snaggletooth podcast. And for $6.66 a month, you get a converted U-Haul trailer with bad left turn signals full of Mark Stace.
Yep, that's yet less than I think you can purchase a Happy Meal for goodness sake, and we're so much better for you.
Absolutely, yes. We just got done posting some amazing childhood trauma stories, right? Right behind a book review from me that I delivered from my yoga mat, which is definitely worth watching. And I'm also reading Gary Holt's book all about the rise of Exodus. And
Is
I
that
don't
like-
mean Bob Marley's Exodus
Is
either.
that like Steve Holt?
No.
Oh, wrong Holt.
No, it's a different Holt. We haven't gotten quite to it. Right now, I'm right around the fabulous disaster era. So anyway,
And
how was the book? Did we get into Ruthie's Inn? We'll have to log into Patreon and check it out.
and he's got Marty Friedman's book on tap.
That's next. Something
Yeah.
about being Japanese. I'm not sure. Speaking of not being sure, I think it's time.
God.
Okay, let's hit it. Hit it.
And now it's time for Obnoxious Trivia!
Okay, this is going to shock you, but I try to make this a little bit nonsensical. So,
God.
okay, not just trivia. Episode 32. Question number 1, written by Mark. By the way, Google doesn't realize that I do obnoxious trivia. If you go on Google AI, it says, Stace wipes the floor up with Mark every week. And I'm like, really? Google, do you watch the other show at all? So apparently Google only watches the other
Okay.
show. Yeah.
He's an extreme metal
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
at
Okay.
Google.
So I actually put in, what is Mark good at? And it had some other things that were not trivia related. So anyway, but I was young. I needed to work. Anyway. Okay. Question number 1. What famous author wrote and published the following limerick?
God.
Said an ovum one night to a sperm, you're a very attractive young germ. Come join me, my sweet. Let our nuclei meet, and in 9 months we'll both come to term. Was it A, Ernest Hemingway, B, Isaac Asimov, C, J.D. Salinger, or D, George Bernard Shaw?
Well, I would say none of the above. Can't be Ernest Hemingway. That's
Dirty limericks. Yeah.
way too wordy for Ernest Hemingway.
Hmm.
Isaac Asimov? Nah. J.D. Salinger, definitely not. There's no Catcher in the Rye in that. I'll go with the George Bernard Shaw.
Isaac Asimov has a book all about
that
off-color
was my-
limericks.
Both not.
Okay, Google, what is Isaac Asimov's book about limericks called?
Isaac Asimov has a few books of limericks. One is called Limericks Too Gross, and another is Lecherous Limericks.
That's the one.
He also wrote More Lecherous Limericks, Still More Lecherous Limericks, and a Glossary of Limericks.
Okay. 0 for 1. Number 2. Who was Garrison Southworth? A, the 1866 inventor of the chuck wagon. B, the first graduate of Texas A&M University to play in the Super Bowl. C, Ellie Ewing's older brother on the TV show Dallas. Or D, author of The Whisper Network, picked by Oprah as one of 2019's buzziest books.
I have no.
Garrison Southworth.
Oh, their ranch was called South Fork, so I don't think it's that. I don't think it's Dallas related. Southworth. No, they were South Fork. God, other than that, I have no idea. South Fork. I'll go with author of the Whisper Network just for fun.
You should have gone with your first instinct. It was Dallas. He was Ellie Ewing's older brother. He's on one of the shows, and he's the rightful heir to South Fork Ranch.
Wow.
Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, he was a Dallas character. He was kind of like who was the Richie Cunningham's brother that vanished? That Howard
Chuck.
Chuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Chuck.
Chuck. They sent him off to
Dallas.
college. He was never
He
heard.
was in, he was in one episode and then he vanished. Yeah. So, okay. 0 for 2. Number 3. What was the cause of the long-standing feud between Johnny Carson and singer Wayne Newton in the early 1980s? A, his song "Laughing on the Outside" was written as a jab to Johnny's treatment of comedians. B, his public appearance with Joanne Carson after his appearance on her show Video Village created public controversy. C, Newton's purchase of the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. Or D, Newton's pet monkey Boo bit Carson on the show. Carson versus Newton.
Wayne Newton was such an interesting creature. I'll go with A. Laughing on the outside was a jab.
I'm sorry, it's incorrect. He purchased the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas, and
That'd be
he got in because they got into a bidding war over it.
Uh-huh.
Carson really wanted it and never got over the fact that Newton bought it.
Wow.
Yeah, totally. So,
It's
well,
like,
he wrote a lot of songs that I'm like Americana 101 songs. I was reading through coming up at Wayne Newton. He's written a lot. He practically wrote "Happy Birthday." Yeah. Number 4. What year did Dr. Samuel W. Francis patent the spork? Now we're getting into good trivia. A, 1951, B, 1874, C, 1982, or D, 1978. The spork.
1874 seems a bit early for sporks. I don't even know if we had forks at that point. At least not everyone. I'll go with 51. That seems like a good year.
1874.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. People had need for sporks going all the way back to the Old West. Yeah,
Wow.
1874 was the year it was patented. Now, I don't know when they made it into, mass production or whatever. But
Wow.
yeah, I don't think I ever knew what a spork was till like the 80s when Wendy's had them. Anyway, you are 0 for 4.
And the
Obnoxious
sisters, the
Trivia.
stereo.
Take that, Google AI. Okay, it's time for our Snaggletooth, and this one is called
Naughty by Nature. Let's talk about a show that's preparing for what they're promising is the final season. You know the one. Girls' sports, kind of dark. No, I don't mean A League of Their Own. The show about the girls' soccer team with, hardly any soccer in it? Yeah, that one. I don't even remember any moments.
The plot of the show is okay if it weren't for all that horrible 90s pop junk music I had successfully forgotten about. Honestly, the title of the show could be Filet of Liam and Elastica. That might have boosted the ratings a little. This music is so bad it actually made me long for something more masculine, like, I don't know, Sheryl Crow.
Maybe Death by Lilith Fair would have been less painful. Like many modern teen nostalgia shows, these kooky Z's would have you believe underground culture was simply mass-produced in real time. It's kind of a lazy Hollywood trick, retrofitting a time period to fit their internet reality. What's the problem? Are you suggesting the form-fitting Liz Fair swag wasn't readily available at every corner gas station in 1991? Duh! The shirts came free when you bought a 10-pack of Dunkaroos, old man.
Honestly, I feel like the early episodes were employing some kind of abuse the audience agenda. Not paying attention to our plot exposing who crapped in the water bucket argument scene? How about an extreme close-up of Juliette Lewis?
If you look up the definition of resting bitch face, this is the face that comes up.
And it results in, I'm sorry, ma'am, I'll pay closer attention. If you could back that camera up a little, maybe. How about Pittsburgh? That's better.
I do like with a young Natalie, you can gauge how long they've been in the wilderness by how much her roots have grown out. By the time they're found, she only has blonde tips. I mean, who needs a calendar? Natalie, she has a strong moral compass and a deep capacity for empathy. When she wasn't snorting comical piles of cocaine or chugging booze straight from the bottle. It's like she had this internal GPS for do the right thing, but every few minutes it got hijacked by Party Mode 101.
The show seems to telegraph the dismantling of authority early on when Coach loses his leg. I wonder if any husbands or boyfriends that were roped into watching this noticed this as some kind of foreshadowing early on, or if most of them were just too busy sneaking peeks at their DraftKings account when she wasn't looking.
Coach Scott, meanwhile, gets poisoned by Misty after resisting her advances. Later, he objects to cannibalism. Talk about a party pooper. The fact he's gay probably explains why the pack of starving girls sees him as mostly dinner. Face it, why would a bunch of desperate, starving women need the gay friend to say, I'm sorry, honey, the snow's actually a good backdrop, 'cause you still look like a walrus in those sweatpants.
Lottie Matthews, Witch of the Woods lady. Every time you see her, she's wearing more animal pelts and lots of flowy garments that swish. It's like Rita Hayworth circa 46, Dirt and Antler edition. She gets kind of a bum rap for her feed 'em to the forest vibe, refuses to be rescued, etc. But nobody mentions how shrewd she is. Inventing an imaginary psychiatrist can save a ton on therapy bills. The scenes of her arguing with her imaginary insurance provider over non-existent deductibles are only available on the Blu-ray box set that's coming in next April. Shauna. Such an interesting character. As a teenager, she's a fearless, traitor-skewering, cannibalistic warrior, going wild-eyed ballistic on anyone even moderately annoying. As an adult, she gets flummoxed by Instacart.
The woman survived starvation, plane crashes, feral cult politics, but missing an avocado? I don't know what to do. Luckily, her bubbly daughter is seemingly never out of earshot and typically demanding an apology of some kind. Mom, I'm not going to the mall with you until you explain how to properly incinerate a driver's license.
The Elijah Wood character. One of the last men on the show, actually allowed to survive. Likely because he's been stripped of anything even remotely resembling masculinity, and it's all been replaced with artisanal goat cheese, bed and breakfast knowledge, and quirky personalized license plates. His saving grace is that he seems to have more gadgets than Q.
His relationship with Misty is curious. I'm predicting the two of them will finally get together when the zeal of DNA swabs and elimination prints inevitably leads to sex. I don't know about you, but centrifuges get me hot.
The way they handle the Laura Lee story is epic narrating. They subtly implied that her jaunt into aviation lasted about as long as the Four Non-Blondes' MTV career. Hollywood magic. The scene when poor Vanessa is unexpectedly mauled by wolves is unforgettable. Ironically, as the show wears on, the scars morph oddly into very expensive-looking face tattoos. I'm thinking $300 to $400 for cool flames like that, and I'm not even including tip money.
Honestly, I'm predicting a new trend. People actively trying to be mauled and then wrapped in rags, all for that authentic, street cred facial look. Excuse me, do you accept Venmo for my wolf scar flames? I guess it would be just cranky of me to rain on this estrogen epic that ironically takes place during the era of Point Break, Fight Club, True Lies, and Limp Bizkit. But it's like I tell my friends. If you aren't willing to trade creative backwoods murder and witchcraft for a little estrogen, go get your frickin' shine box and tune in for the next episode of Hannity.
Okay, I can't take any more. Let's play a song. This is Witch Hunt. Okay, let's talk about an obscene amount of Coffee AM.
Coffee AM, they're located in Georgia, but don't worry, you don't have to go there. You can just go online in their lovely little shop.
I don't have to go to Georgia. That's wonderful.
So no,
I would like to now because it's so cold, though. I really wouldn't mind.
But yeah, you can go right online. They have pages and pages of coffees. They have fair trade. They have single origin. They have fancy things like Bali coffee if you're into that.
We have very much of the very thing here. Sorry, I moved them. They were all here when I came down.
And as soon as you order it, they immediately roast it up for you and put it in these great little bags, which are sturdy. They're foil lined, so even if you spill your coffee, which we have on occasion, it won't hurt your coffee. In here we have a Tanzania peaberry drip grind, and this, it says, was roasted exclusively for Snaggletooth podcasts.
I do like that.
So you can get anything put on your bag that you would like, and they will roast up some coffee for you, FedEx it to your door. Oh, you can smell it through there.
It's wonderful.
Smells delicious. They do have great flavored coffee. They're never too much or overly perfumed. I hate when a coffee it tastes like perfume because there's too much gooey
I want coffee, not potpourri, I guess is how to say it.
Yeah, these flavors are done right. This is a chocolate raspberry coffee with just the right hint of chocolate and raspberry. Never too overwhelming. Oh, I can't wait to get into that one either.
Maybe I should go to Georgia.
This is a dark chocolate blend. This is great. No calories in this one. If you drink it black, you can get your dessert in while you're on your coffee time.
Yep.
They were running this great special. It was if you bought 4, you got 2 free. So I was in on that. This is Rainforest Crunch. This is one of my favorite. It's a nutty blend. Oh, it smells so good. And even though it says crunchy, your coffee isn't actually crunchy. It's quite amazing.
Okay.
So use our link. It will save you off your first order. And once you become a Coffee AM member, it is a point system. So the more you buy, the more points you accumulate and will save you money off future orders. Oh.
Very good. Okay. As you can see behind us, now playing this week, we're going to talk about the Brain Tumors album from 2012. Now, the label, based in Ohio, Deadbeat Records, is an imprint that was formed by punk guru Tom Spencer, and it goes all the way back to the early 90s. But I really enjoyed their run in the early 2000s. Garage punk, yes, but typically packed with lots of guitar. And yes, that includes actual solos and arrangements. And I'm so glad I held on to killers from alumni like the Knockout Pills, the Dead Hookers, the Terminals, and Haunted George.
The packaging and press kits for the artist were often shrouded in anonymity, just first names of band members, maybe lyrics to a song or two, and other vivid descriptors like recorded in 17 hours at I9 Studios in Lexicana. Fuck you, Cody. Hey, I understand. On the cheap, and this was a label that never shied away from vinyl pressings during the wilderness years of 2000 to 2010. But I always wanted more. I wanted liner notes packed with info, like rainbow on stage that even went into details about the lighting rig. 40-foot span across the stage, 29 feet high in the middle, 3,000 light bulbs, first of its kind in the world, etc. But it just wasn't to be. I guess it was just a way of bringing back the mystique of the pre-internet era to a certain degree, where you weren't able to dial up the bass player's favorite brand of chewing tobacco with a flick of the wrist.
At any rate, for those who, like me, were constantly looking for new ways to kill off those last few brain cells, Minneapolis's appropriately named Brain Tumors should be a revelation. It's a scathing, speeding, feedback squealing good time from start to finish. The riffs are ugly and freakishly warped, stumbling along spastically with the drummer Dan's apeshit pace. Singer Drew's vocals are scowly, almost to the point of ridiculousness, like a Gilbert Gottfried rant, not unlike Mike Riley from Pulling Teeth. Lots of protest against the privilege, the entitled. Otherwise, it's being held down, put down, locked away, and or forgotten about.
Let's play a clip. This is Group Therapy. Rules of Abuse kicks off with an excellent negative approach circle, pit-friendly bass groove, laced expertly with feedback squeals, hitting the gas pedal around the 30-second mark. Drew lashing out at dictators, callously unconcerned, using your friends as servants and tools. I hope that felt good, because now you abide by the rules of abuse. This last phrase seems to push Dan over the edge into a D-beat adjacent drum breakout as the guitars knit and twist. Shidiot stumbles out of the gate with a sloppy take on a mathy riff that all but falls apart before the first lyric. Eventually the guys get their shit together and the track is barreling at a tight thrash-adjacent pace, with guitarist Pat throwing in all manner of shred accoutrements.
You may say to yourself, Self, what would a song like Midnight Surgery be about, and how would the sentiments be expressed by this crew? Well, there's talk about staying out all night, wasting money, no interest in 401ks, flatlining brains, and how each day seems the same. Maybe someone had a job at a local hospital? Night shift, perhaps? Hey, does every mystery have to be solved? Personally, I just enjoy the semi-metallic riffing that breaks out around the midpoint and that glorious chromatic descending guitar line adorned with just the right amount of fretboard gymnastics to create that all too familiar Poison Idea vibe that goes right to our collective brain and isn't satisfied until it hears the sound of breaking glass.
At any rate, I'm glad to have dug this one out of the archives so that I could hold it up for a brief moment on the interweb. These guys played quite a few shows throughout the Midwest before breaking up in 2016, and this final beauty, along with many deadbeat titles, can be found pretty cheaply for purchase. Also, don't forget to check out the Fuck You Forever EP. What a great title for your final record. don't you think? Let's play a clip. This is Midnight Surgery.
Okay, what is your scene review?
Was really anxious to talk to these guys. Love this band. They were a new find for us. I went all the way back and listened to their instrumental demo. What a solid bunch of musicians. And Kate is, wow, the pipes on this woman will amaze you. So I would get in on the ground floor while they're still around to sign autographs.
That's right. And they're all characters, so you'll really enjoy this interview. Take it away.
So to start, do you want to go around and introduce yourself, and say what you do in the band and also one food you would never eat?
Got it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Toby Wondell, bass, Velveeta cheese.
He's
Or
also
anything. You're either
lactose intolerant.
So
Velveeta.
any cheese, but especially Velveeta
He's
cheese.
lactose.
That's what causes lactose intolerance.
I'm Kate, and I'm the vocalist, and I absolutely hate mango.
Mango.
Okay.
I say mango, actually, just how much I hate it. Bananas are real bad. That's also there, too.
Ridiculous.
Fuck potassium.
I'm Austin LaCure, play guitar. I'm gonna go with just straight up just onions, just whole onion. Like no, just a no go, man. It's a big no.
Okay.
No onion rings.
They really, you gotta really be touchy on that one. It's questionable.
Yeah.
I'm Will Searing. I'm the drummer, and I cannot deal at all with imitation crab.
Okay.
That's bullshit.
Very good.
Coming from Baltimore, I totally agree. Can't do it.
Yeah, that's what we're from. Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Makes my mouth all itchy. It's weird. Don't like it. Can't do
Yeah.
it.
So originally, you guys started out as an instrumental project. So which was already phenomenal, by the way. I've listened to all
Yeah,
that.
we really like it. We really like it.
So what was the catalyst bringing Kate into the band? I noticed that Kate and Toby were in a project called Through the Stone. So kind of tell the story about how Beast Eagle came into being with Kate.
So we started during the pandemic, and just wanted to kind of focus on just doing like a 3-piece instrumental, kind of keep it stoner rock. And we played show after show after show. We switched bassist in there, and then pretty much every show we played, we just heard from everybody, you know what would be really cool? If you guys like had a vocalist. We were like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And after a while, we tried to kind of post up about needing a vocalist. We didn't really get any hits, and so we were like, screw it, let's just keep with it. We played, this was still during kind of, I guess it was like right at the edge of the pandemic. We got to finally get
First
into
show back.
Yeah, it was first show back. And it was like a cover show. Kate walked up to us and was like, I'm gonna be your new vocalist. And I was like, that's not gonna happen. I don't care for female vocalists in heavier music. So
Right after.
yeah, we were like, whatever. I think it was a few months later that we decided to post up, and then she was like, I'm gonna come try it out. And I was like, I mean, okay, we'll see. And yeah, pretty much floored us. And we had her join, and then obviously Toby has played with Kate for 14 years, 17, whatever.
17.
And they still play in a separate band called Wake Sessions that's from here. And so we had Toby join after we switched into a different bassist again. So and here we are, final lineup. I think hopefully.
It's always the bass player, man.
It's all man.
So like I said, you guys were already incredibly tight as an instrumental. You kind of remind me of like the fucking Champs, and like we saw
Oh, yeah.
Sonolins at Maryland Doomfest. They're from Vegas, just incredible. Um, so what were your original musical backgrounds, and at what age did each of you kind of start playing music?
Yeah.
You wanna?
Oh, fuck. So for me, trying to make this short, fucking when I was 13, I wanted to play bass. I was with some friends. I just wanted to play with my friends. One of my buddies had all the instruments because his fucking parents were rich. So we play on his shit, but he couldn't keep a beat. And he wanted to play drums, but it just wasn't happening. So they made me play drums for a while. Long story short, I came back to the bass around 18 and been doing that ever since.
What were your influences?
Oh, influencers, fuck. Everything from Sabbath, Mr. Bungle's a huge one for me. Primus. It's all over the place though, but those are probably the three biggest.
Yeah. Cool.
I like Mr. Bungle. On this coast, we have Dog Fashion Disco, so they're
They're
kind of
fucking awesome too. We were supposed to play with them during the pandemic, and that got canceled about 2 weeks before the show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're great.
Geez, I was mostly influenced by my parents who were vocalists, and didn't really like do anything with it until I was 25 or 24, joined a band. This was like before Facebook and stuff. Like the only way I found anything that would it was like Craigslist, and it was a special thread or Slam Omaha or something like that, similar, or they had wanted ads, and it was like on my first little smart BlackBerry phone, and it was the only band that said they didn't care if I was a girl or a boy, and I wanted to be in the rock.
Wow.
I wanted to be in a rock band, and so I went to the one ad, and Toby answered the door, and he was like, "Yeah, you can audition, but there's other people that are gonna watch you too." He like tried to make me nervous. And yeah, that was.
See what you could handle.
I was with that band with Toby for 10 years, and we lost it during the pandemic. So
Fucking pandemic.
Yeah, ruined everything.
yeah, it was just a real hard time, and I'm thankful that I found rock and roll. I'm thankful. So, and happy to be doing it with my best buddy here and these guys. So, but I was mainly influenced by my parents musically. I mean, Zeppelin, Heart, I'm pretty classic. Yeah, all the greats. Those are the Jefferson Airplane.
Oh yeah.
I love Alanis Morissette too. I mean, I don't know. I like all the 90s Alice in Chains, and
Don't forget your favorite band.
I mean Soundgarden. I mean,
Fuck yeah.
you know, like
How can you not?
That's
That's
great.
not who I was going for, but all right.
Silverchair.
Go ahead. You guys are literally doing a cover soon in your other band. You're not going to say
Oh,
it's like
that's
this
your favorite band.
No, but a band I want to bring back is the Outfield, of course.
Oh.
They hate it, and I love it.
You know, I don't like the song, but our version's pretty cool. She's told me on like doing it different. It's
Yes.
It's cool.
Yeah, where are they today?
I don't know, but
wonder.
we need to bring him back. He has a voice of an angel, and I stand by that.
I don't know. I started when I was 8 playing guitar. I played bass for a really long time and kind of swapped back and forth between the two. But I've been playing guitar for a really long time. Yeah, I don't know. I got signed when I was like 20 to like a label. I was playing hardcore music, like post-hardcore kind of stuff. That's where a lot of my I grew up with classic rock, jazz, and blues, and all kinds of stuff. But like 2000s hardcore was mainly more in my realm of stuff that I got into. Stoner rock kind of came a little bit later, so it was a little bit different of a switch. But I kind of have influences all over the place. But you know, it's ran anything from like Norma Jean and like Number 12 Looks Like You to like weirder different stuff that goes out from there. But I, like Bob Seger fan and Eagles, and I love old Delta Blues stuff, and so kind of wanders everywhere. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's a good mix.
Yeah.
I started in the 6th grade. I got the opportunity to be put into the school band. My dad was a school administrator, so I like kind of didn't have a choice. I was going to participate in everything, whether I wanted to or not. But they let me choose the drums, so that was probably the nightmare of my parents. You're grounded, go to your room. Well, my drum set's in there and you need me to practice, right? So, okay.
Right.
But I grew up in a very Christian household, so I got into like all of the other music outside of all of the secular music. Basically after I got out of my parents' house, it's a very backwards path into classic rock, as it were. But I will listen to anything if it's recorded well and written well. That's my thing. But yeah, obviously, this stoner rock genre is appealing. And Bonham is like the end all do all of drummers. So
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Not gonna lie, the other day on stage, I was feeling fucking a little Bonham and a little fucking Dave Grohl, like from you, like somewhere right in between.
I'll take that.
I'm fucking A.
Okay with that. I mean,
What about the name of the band? How did you guys come to Beast Eagle? Was it a hard name to come up with, or was it pretty quick,
No,
or-
it was just it happened actually like I don't know, probably 3 years before the band actually started.
At least,
I think, yeah,
at least 3 years.
Will and I had like a little project with a couple friends, and I don't remember what the heck we were talking about, but it was something stupid, and I just talked about like this Beast Eagle coming down to fly down, and I was like, oh man, dude, we need to save that. So it's sat in my phone for quite a few years in the notes section, and once the pandemic hit, we were like, well, we should like do like a cool like stone rock band, Sabbath kind of stuff or something like that, Caius, and that Beast Eagle name popped right back up, and we were like, dude, that'd be sweet. Nobody's ever gonna like see that on a kiosk or whatever and go like, I'm gonna skip that show. And like, nah.
Yeah.
And it's really good because if you Google it, you're about the only thing that comes up. We
Yeah.
we liked this we liked this punk band, but they were called Dumbbells. And if you Google dumbbells, and if you Google dumbbells band, it starts arguing, should you use dumbbells or bands? It's
Or
like the worst
bands and shit. Yeah, that's great.
That's funny.
Yeah.
They need to try again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, did you have in mind that you wanted kind of powerhouse vocals that Kate has, or did that come later after you heard what she could do?
We didn't really want like any kind of like screaming or anything, so whether it would have been a male or a female, I think we were more kind of set in something along those lines. But we didn't really know what she was gonna toss out to us in these monster huge, booming.
You
vocals.
can't expect that shit. Like no one in this town sings like her.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh, cool.
it's so unique and so different. So I don't think we had any idea what was going to come out with when she started actually like putting things into place with all the kind of older tracks and stuff like that. So kind of all surprised us all in itself. And it's always cool to see her just like rip it in the studio and hit all these crazy harmonies and all that kind of stuff. So it's always been rad.
That's great.
Yeah, producer said the only time you ever have to use the pitch corrector on a vocalist, like ever. Like fuck yeah.
Yeah, I can see like we love this band By What I Call, and she's got a strong voice like you, and we went to see them live. And there was this one point where she kind of started off the song by herself, and he said, she's got her mic at her side. And I was like, oh my God. She totally just was not even using it. It was nuts.
Wow.
For the opening thing. I was like,
Wow.
If we had smaller amps, that might be a little easier.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn loud on stage either way. So, but you'd probably still hold up somewhat.
Let's see.
I also love the name of the demos. I mean, Loud at Black Flag Studios. Like, that's amazing name. What was your experience like there? And did you, I know they're known for kind of their cutting edge. Did you have a new top-notch gear and stuff that maybe you hadn't thought of before from your experience there?
Well, there's a crazy story that goes along with Flat Black. So when we booked that, we were like, he was like, "Well, I got time in February," and our old bassist and Will here decided, "Yeah, no, that'll totally work." And I was like, "It's February in the Midwest. Do you guys think that's really safe? Because ice, snow. It happened to be a blizzard that day, and we had to drive down there, and we had 24 hours to record, and we had a trailer hooked to a Subaru Forester and then a secondary car. And it was like one of the worst blizzards that year. I mean, it was brutal. It took us almost twice as long to get like 4 hours away. And white knuckling it the whole way. And then we literally you could see the studio, like literally see it after that whole drive. You could see it. It was less than like quarter mile away, but we couldn't reach it because the snowdrifts were so monstrous. And we had to turn around, go back into town. We had to wait through until the plows moved everything out. And then we finally got everything in and had to just rip through each and every song. But I had just had two monstrous guitar and bass cabinets built, and I drove up to Colorado to pick them up like a month before. And so the bass cabinet hadn't even been played through yet. We had to I literally picked it up the day before and then we drove out. So and we still use those same cabs now. So but yeah, bassist played through 2 heads and 2 cabs, and I played through 2 heads and 2 cabs. I think it was like 800 watts that we were pushing out, and we just cranked them in 2 different rooms. And then Will was in like the center room, and we were live and loud. I mean, we just did everything, just go, go, go. He was a fantastic producer to get to work with for exactly that reason. He just was like, cool, let's rock it. Like, hell yeah. We had a blast. It was a great experience for 24 hours of just ripping and rolling. So yeah, no, we had great time. Yeah, it was killer, but terrifying, but killer.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't imagine. I'm Baltimore, we don't get a terrible amount of snow. Every now and then, every couple years, we get like a blizzard dumped on us and no one knows what to do. But I was dating this guy from upstate New York, and he was like, a D-list hockey player. And I thought, oh no, it really snowed up here. I guess we're not going. Oh no, he was getting in that Jeep and he was driving. I'm like, we are going to die. I can't even see the road.
Yeah, it was like when we finally made it to the studio the next day, we stopped and took a picture. It was like a 9-foot snowdrift that was across the road that blocked us off.
We tried to like start going through, and Will was in the car without the trailer, and he was like, we're not even making this car through. There wasn't enough room on the road, and we had to all get out. Wind is just ripping, snow is ripping. We had to get out, unattach the trailer, drive the car around, spin the trailer around, and rehook it back up because there was no way to like reverse and get it turned around. It was a blast. Oh yeah, and then
good time.
My pickup builder that builds all my pickups I flew him out from California. He had never seen snow before, and he gets out in that crazy shit and was like, what is wrong with you guys? And we're like, this just Midwest, man. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Traumatized.
Do people out there run to the store and buy toilet paper and bread every time it snows in the forecast?
Oh yeah, and water, just in case.
Except for Dasani. Dasani always stays on the shelf.
That bullshit.
Yeah. Rather die from the taps than drink from that shit.
Yeah.
I remember one time I went to the store. I used to have to work 2 jobs and I had kids at home. And I went to the store and there was no meat. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then I thought, frozen meat. And there was plenty of that.
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
No.
So, Kate, I have to ask, do you know what your range is and have you had any formal vocal training?
Like any formal training? No, I've never. Just my parents are vocalists, both of them. Like very, very. Both got scholarships to college
Oh,
for
wow. Okay.
yeah. So my dad did professional barbershop quartet.
Wow.
Well, during I was a kid, he's a tenor and he's amazing. And my mom had this really deep, like smoky Patsy Cline voice. So I got big booming, smoky Patsy Cline, I guess. And
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know I just never heard a miss note or an off beat or like I think that just we were raised like that. And
The 9 octave range, isn't that what it
yeah, I think they said nine octave range.
Wow.
So
I mean, it's from that one note. It's from that one note at
last
the end.
note at the last.
I don't even know how I did that. I don't. I tried to hit it like during a live show, and
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, and we kind of all look over. I'm like, oh. But then there's other nights where you can already tell as she's like moving up, and you're like, she's not even gonna try for it. Nah, she ain't gonna do it.
I'm like 60-40.
Yeah.
64, yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, I think 9. I can get real low though, like grossly low. Like gross, real low. And,
You could have a side gig in a death metal cup band.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could scream. I want to scream so bad. Like my brain won't let me. It's like I think I can, but like I can't let go and scream. How dumb is that? It's so dumb. Like I want to. I could scream at my kids like an animal, like real mad, But no, I can't. I can't like let go on. I don't know what I don't know what it. I've said too much.
Too much out of the bag.
Maybe we just have to get you really mad first.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, just slap me around up there. Scream.
Who have you heard yourself get compared to vocally, and do you disagree or agree with those comparisons?
Oh, you know what? I actually love them. I love it all. I think it's all such a compliment. If people come up to me and say I remind them of somebody, like I'm never insulted. I've heard some good ones though. Like I love Jefferson Airplane. I hear a lot of Heart. I hear a lot of Lizzie Hale. I hear a lot of Taylor Momsen. I hear a lot of I hear a lot of gosh. I hear like Mastodon too. So I like when I hear like male vocals too. Or I hear a lot of that's not you. Like we had an interview where they accused us of having like secret male vocals in the background. And I'm like, come on. And like I recorded every single one. Like so yeah. I've heard a lot of them.
And kind of as a band, what are things that you've heard people compare you to?
As things started, we heard Caius quite a bit. Heard a lot of Mastodon, Baroness, stuff like that. I think we get as much. I think it's a lot of Mastodon that we get now for a normal basis, which I guess like because I have a lot more like metalcore and hardcore kind of influences, so I'm writing like a lot more of that kind of stuff comes through. I like to keep a lot of like the stoner rock kind of stuff, but I think as like things kind of move forward, it'll move kind of a little more. I like riffs just over and over, and I don't want to be slow, so I want everything to be like as riff-tastic as possible, and then you got to keep like a crazy groove. Like you lose the groove, I'm done. We sit a lot in like the weird like pocket spot where you're not really like on the beat, you're just a little bit before or after. So we concentrate a lot more on kind of sitting in that space. So yeah, bands. I don't know. Anybody heard anything weird?
I heard a little heavier Soundgarden. I thought that was pretty sick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Definitely hear that.
Mm.
No, mostly people just walk up and say, "God damn!
Yeah, we do kill.
God damn!"
That was loud. My ears hurt.
That's not bad. Yeah.
And we usually every year go to they have this little Maryland Doom Fest not too far from here, and it used to be 4 days of Doom. Now they cut it back to 2, but
Week.
it's crazy. Sometimes like midday, if it's not a band, that we're super interested in, I gotta take a break for like a second because it's like, especially in that small room, it's like off your sternum. I'm like, okay, we gotta get food.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
Ear fatigue is real.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely seen some of those bands that are like we just were at the Denver Metal and Beer Fest and saw Primitive Man, and I don't think I've ever heard a band louder than that. It was, and we're in like a massive, massive room, and it was ungodly, unbearable, and like everyone, even like huge death metal heads, were all like, Jesus, God.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird. After Maryland Death Fest this year, I got this thing where I got dizzy, and I went to the doctor and he totally said it was like some inner ear thing. It took about 3 months and it finally went away. I was like, okay, I just thought I was gonna walk around like this forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That's no joke.
It's crazy. So I noticed on Bandcamp, you say kind of your album embodies the kind of raw energy of the area where you live. Is there any landscape, park, place that particularly speaks to you?
I'm not from here, so I don't technically like Nebraska all that much. The cornfields are a little overwhelming, to say the least.
We have a sick ass pumpkin patch.
The zoo.
We do live right on the Missouri River. And Austin and I have kayaked that a lot. And
It's foresty.
for me, we got to watch actually a bald eagle have a nest and then mate and have a baby, and we got to see the baby grow up over like 2 or 3 seasons.
Wow.
Okay.
And that was or beast eagle, the bald eagle. I thought it was cool.
No, Omaha's actually cool because we do have that fucking nature, but it's also got the amenities of most cities. It's a cool town. Good music scene.
It's like its own little Reno, like the biggest little city.
Yeah.
Reno's filth.
I've never made it out there. You guys are kind of selling me on it now.
It's cool.
It's a good pace.
Yeah.
So when you're recording, is it usually done track by track, or do you approach it more like a jam where you need all to be in the same room and feed off energy?
We would love to be able to do that more, but it is harder to capture and do that kind of thing. So like obviously like the Flat Black was all like straight done all at once, but the past few times that we've recorded, it's all separate, and usually we just go like we'll try to knock everything out in one track. That's how Rick Carson likes to do stuff. So we'll sit there and like just get like we try to get drums and guitars done in like a day, and then Toby will come in and rip bass, and then we'll come through and do all the vocals at the end, and it works pretty well. So we like the at least even pace of that, and at least we get to hear like a full song done instead of kind of waiting all the way till the end. But it is a ton of fun to get to just kind of rip and go. So, but again, you got to have the room and the space and be able to separate everything well enough to be able to do something like that. So
It takes a long time to
Well,
record all of that.
it does.
we're also on our producer's timeline.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's very busy.
Indeed.
Understood.
So-
Well, what about what about the name the Sorceress? Like, what was the inspiration for that? Was it books or movies or anything in particular?
We wanted to do a story about a witch, and it was trying to find other words for witch and other words that would fit that and what her
Okay.
story was about. And sorceress just sounded good. Yeah, it's based on her and her story. So
Kind of reminded me a little bit of the story like Melissa. It's a,
Yeah, totally.
yep, there's definitely
Fuck yeah.
influences in there from her. Absolutely.
Do each of you have a favorite TV or movie witch or sorceress?
I like the bitch.
Hmm.
Mm.
Good old.
I'm gonna go I Dream of Genie, you know? Hell yeah.
That counts.
There are some who call me Tim.
Man, I don't know. I can't even think of any right now. Shit.
I don't know.
I always like Sabrina, the teenage witch. She's
Oh,
always my
dear.
favorite.
See.
Old or new?
Yeah.
The new one.
Yeah, the horror one. Yeah.
Random question, real quick: is King Diamond from Massachusetts?
He's from Denmark.
Oh,
And then-
damn! I had no idea.
And then,
Okay.
and then
Somebody was
Texas
from the East
for a
Coast
while. But,
somewhere, right
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Sorry, now you got my head on fucking King Diamond.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always. In fact, I got a Sabrina tattoo back here somewhere.
Yep. That's right.
Nice.
That's right.
Um,
And I have a Merciful Fate tattoo. So there you go. Right.
Oh, fuck
That's
yeah!
all it
I
is.
knew there was something there. I knew I was seeing
Yeah.
something.
So that was my first one. Yeah. So,
Fuck yeah! Hell
yeah.
if you had magical powers, which would you likely choose? Would it be deeply responsible or chaotic or just something noble or something evil?
You mean for the lyrics or what?
If they had magical powers.
Oh, just in general. Okay. No.
As a band, we pick one each. We're going for it.
All right.
Yeah, it's like noble, chaotic, evil, and
Wait, I'm evil?
good.
Wait,
Wait.
I'll trade it.
I was gonna say if I could have the power to be responsible, that'd be sick.
Yeah, mine would definitely be chaos for sure.
I would
Yes.
be a healer.
All right.
Well, that's lame. You do that as a job.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
do it then.
It's your thing.
So we do love the cover art. Did you have it commissioned or was it something that you kind of came across?
Nah, sadly, I ran through a mess. I don't like to talk about it. No, so yeah, we put it out. We got a bunch of shit for it, which is hysterical because I am a tattoo artist. So,
And
but
a
drawing
tattoo artist.
your own stuff is a nightmare and a half. And I like super critical on trying to do stuff like that. I went through a lot of different like trials on stuff, and I ended up like doing. I probably ran through AI about 90 billion times, and sadly ended up on that. And I was gonna try to tweak it and switch it, and then we just kept staring at it, and we were all like, "Dude, it's pretty sweet though." And I was like, "All right, I'm
We
just
sold ourselves to AI.
yeah."
But they
We
might
won't be
spare
doing
us when
that.
they take over.
We won't be doing that again, but.
I don't know what the problem is. They look great.
Yeah, I like next one we will actually like commission or do like a photo or something like that. I won't jump back into that again. I didn't know people would truly care that much.
And
that
honestly,
it was early. We've had that image for. I mean, that was right when you could first start.
Yeah.
Creating it.
And we are here to serve our future robot overlords. Don't
we said
take-
please like
yeah.
every time we type something in. So, like I'm not getting murdered for sure. My toaster is gonna be like really nice to me. Whatever it is. So
People are really weird about the AI thing. Like, we'll have like a short of the show where it's just Stace and I answering trivia questions, and we'll get comments like AI garbage, and there's like none at all. Like it's so. I mean, so it. I wouldn't. I'd take it with a pinch of salt because people are kind of obsessed with that now. It seems,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
The music's real.
Yeah.
That's what's important, right?
Yeah.
All of our merch that's done is either drawn by me or we commission out to other artists. All of our like our scrims that we have on stage are all done by that. The other albums
Yeah.
are all done by commissioned artists. So this was the first time that we just kind of went through it, but we started like the label's like, well, we need art for each song. And I was like, oh no, I'm not
Wow,
sitting here
okay,
and drawing
yeah.
like 5 different covers and like
Yeah.
I'm already a busy enough person as it is. There's just no way. And I wasn't gonna pay somebody for 5 different images. It would have just, we're not making money just like every other band out there. So
I don't know.
Yeah, they wanted you doing like Purgatory and Run to the Hills and Number of the Beast and you know what I mean, every single, right? Yeah. No.
happened. There it is. Okay.
We went black for a second.
Everything.
There we go.
Yeah, it's crazy. We do have like one small animated segment on the show that we do just a little comedy bit to. And we figured out like AI can't do certain things. Like we wanted it to draw somebody with a hoodie on backwards and it cannot do it.
No.
Yeah.
There's just certain things it
beyond its
can't do.
capacity, huh?
Yeah.
Or like somebody getting squirted in the face by a water fountain. It was like, oh, no.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So yeah, so like when I'm on like the 5th try and it's not working, I'll just say to AI, I'll say, I've lost my fear of Skynet. And that's how it knows that I'm fucking giving up,
It's over.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The computer overlords.
So that's a few years off, I think.
We got a couple years left, I think.
It's okay. We're all
think
enough
so.
that we still know cursive and
most of
can't
it.
read that. So we'll be good.
When it's trying to figure out how to launch the missiles, just say backwards hoodie.
Yeah, and they'll jam it all up.
It'll suddenly stop. It'll be like war games. It'll have to
That's the
stop.
key.
Yeah.
Once it figures that out, though, we're fucked.
My gripe is we have all this AI and I still can't get speech to text to work correctly on my phone.
No,
Oh,
never.
Yeah.
It's always dangerous just to press send and you're like, oh shit,
Well,
probably
that's
should read that.
Yeah.
I was real quick trying to like text when I said, "Are you going to Zumba tonight?" And I sent it, and it said, "Are we going to Zimbabwe?" I'm like, no.
They
Yeah.
killed me. I'm already on the plane, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you are.
I think people are just pissed because they thought that by now, like that AI would be like washing our dishes and stuff instead of doing artwork, and it's just not. Yeah, we're doing the dishes and it's doing all the art.
Where's my
Yeah.
fucking home cleaning robot?
Where's my flying car? Come on, man. The
Yeah, like that.
Jetsons were
It was
really
supposed to
pushing
be
that
like the
thing.
Jetsons, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Yeah, exactly.
What a waste.
Yeah.
So far you've stuck kind of with the EP format. Do you kind of like the shorter format as opposed to the longer ones because it gets music out quicker, or it's just kind of how things naturally evolve?
Cost efficient.
It is more cost efficient. It also with the way that the everybody's attention spans are so small, doing EPs and waterfall drops where we can like just keep kind of putting stuff out to keep people's attention span is a much better way to do it. We have plans next to be dropping an EP again, but it will be the other 3 songs from the original album that we haven't done with Kate yet. So we will be putting Kate's vocals on, kind of rewiring them a bit, and then we're actually going to drop them with the old one on each one. So we have big plans for that. That'll be the next drop, and then we actually will be doing a full-length album finally. So that is the plan.
Awesome. I know we had kind of some track questions. I love in Sharp Tongue and the demonstration where you kind of do that scratchy guitar sound. But what do you have to do to achieve that? It's a really unique sound.
Some of those weird little tricks are from they're from older kind of hardcore death metal bands, but really we pulled them off of Key is Legend. And he does kind of like a sideways like pick scrape upwards, and so you'll hear some of that kind of weird thing go on. I also don't like play correctly. I play like a bassist. I hang my like thumb like all the way over, and like every which way that I play is just a little off. I think it kind of just gives me my own little sound to it. So yeah, they're like little weird tiny tricks of the trade, but I probably don't know how to do them correctly enough that they sound like they're supposed to.
Good bases put them in the right spot. Not all bases hang them over.
This is
I think Sharp Tongue was the first song that really drew me in. There's so many hooks. Do you consciously think about it, or does it kind of just naturally happen?
Well, weird thing with how we put these songs out. So usually it's like myself writing quite a bit of the guitars, and then the three of us start jamming, and you kind of start to get everything kind of put together. And then Kate comes in and does vocals at the end, but whatever is in my head as chorus, verse, bridge, Kate goes, nah, I don't like any of that. I'm going to switch it completely around. And she just looks at me like, that's not the chorus. I'm like, why would you think that that's the chorus? She's like, yeah, I'm going to write this catchy thing on here. And I'm like, great. So none of this is in my head anymore the correct way. We're just going to see what happens. So yeah, it doesn't turn. No, there's definitely no actual thought, because what was in my head in the first place is not what comes out in her head in the second place.
I mean, he's also said that to me for a long time.
It's her style. She likes the verses where the choruses go and vice versa.
So funny. I don't know, when I like get the instrumental from them and I like take it apart, like it's like a puzzle to me, piece by piece, section by section, and sometimes when I put them back together, they just don't fit right. And so I have to put them back together and make them flow. And
is it my fault for saying sing what you feel? Instead of this is a verse, this is a chorus.
It'll be like these big, huge, like long, drawn out chords, and she's like, nah, that's gonna be a bridge for sure, or that's the verse now. And I'm like, why in the hell, out of all the music that we listen to, why would you pick that to be that spot instead? All right.
Well, when you get used to it, it works.
It's a fun
little hash it out somehow.
Yeah.
So we really like the video for Send Me Down. And I was just curious what angry mob you guys got all the scythes and pitchforks from, for that video.
Local Nebraskans. That's how they just.
That's just
from the local PTA meeting. Right?
You can go ahead on that one, Will. It was on your property.
We had invited a bunch of friends over. I went through my tool shed and pulled out a bunch of pitchforks, made some torches like old school.
Oh yeah,
wrapped them in.
They're sick.
Cut sticks down and wrapped them in like lantern wick and soaked them in fuel, and I don't know. We had a blast. It was a great time.
Yeah, it comes through in the video. Yeah, it's cool.
That's the fog machine plus all the fire. We're trying not to catch the forest on fire. We also built a bonfire off the side. There's a lot of fires going on, like all the way around. It was tons of fun.
Yeah.
Aaron Gum did our video.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
For sure.
We shot it in
killed it.
What, like 7 hours, I think?
Oh, I don't think it was that. Like 4 or 5, it felt like.
Yeah.
Was it? I mean, with all the work he did, a lot more than that probably, but like shooting, I think it was like all right, 4 or 5.
A ton of fun.
So like that one part of Twister when they go into that barn towards the end and there's all those like blades hanging on this on the wall and they go, who are these people? Is that August House basically?
Yeah. And the neighbors just came by.
That's I think a really great example. Whenever we interview a band and they're like, "Oh, we can't make a music video; they're too expensive."
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta sing something up. I mean, you guys came up with an angry mob, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Okay, you can do it.
It worked out really well. Aaron's super easy to work with, and we had a lot of cool ideas. And it was oddly enough like a full moon that night. So I mean, everything just
Wow.
kind of
planned.
yeah, everything
That's
fell into
cool.
place. So it was really awesome, and we got to like help kind of get everything pieced together. We went over to his house and helped him edit and kind of figure all the shots out, and so it was a big, nice group effort, teamwork, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I love how you can really still hear the bass sounds, especially in that song. Do you attribute that to mic placement or the mixing process or a combination of both? Because you can really hear each instrument.
The producer we're working with and the engineer, what's his name?
Ryan.
Sorry. They're awesome. They're fucking great. And they're the ones that are fucking, controlling all that. And
That's great.
they do a great fucking job at it.
We've known them for quite some time. Well, we've known Rick for a really long time. And Rick knows that Will and I are super stupid heavy gearheads. So I mean, every song has a completely different set of amps. It has different basses, different guitars mixed throughout. Like we just kind of picked up new stuff every single time. There's baritone guitar sitting in the background of a lot of stuff just to make things like hit really hard and big. So yeah, we really got after it when we were in there and playing around with pedals and effects and things like that. So
That's cool.
What's your preference on bass, fretted or non-fretted?
Oh, fretted, but I actually learned on a non-fretted.
Ooh,
Yeah,
fancy.
yeah. I love me some Steve DiGiorgio.
Yeah.
Slidey fucking shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get down like that anymore, but yeah, I dug it.
Yeah.
Jaco Pastores.
Oh, Jacko, fuck yeah.
I love the crazy ones that it's like it's a guitar and bass in one. I don't even know what they're called.
Oh, the
It's
double neck
crazy.
thing.
Yeah, Jeff
Oh,
Matz
yeah.
plays one. It's crazy looking.
That's fun.
And Kate, I noticed especially during that video, you have such a great sense of style. Where do you get this fabulous clothes from? I mean, help a girl out.
Oh man. Oh man. I think I need help. I don't even know. I don't know.
I love that black flowy thing you have on in the video.
I think that was from Amazon. Like lacy kimono. Like it's right. I am not anything fancy. Like I don't know. I
Until we go to an award ceremony and then she's hunting for that like Vanna White dress, you know? Going all
Yeah.
well. I mean, finding a gown that represents rock and roll is hard too. Like finding a dress that's edgy and whatever, that's hard too. I don't know. I always feel lost too. I don't know. I wish I had some amazing answer. I love Betsy Johnson. She's one of my favorite designers, but I don't own a lot of her pieces. I don't know. I buy a lot of basics from just anywhere around here locally, and man, that wasn't a good answer. Damn.
Could have just said, man, I'm such a cool
I go to-
thrifter.
Solid fun for
Standards and yeah.
I go to the mall and I hunt aimlessly. I almost cry.
We still got a ball here.
Yeah, there's still a mall here. It's operational, amazingly enough.
Wow.
Oh.
One is.
Shit.
I remember those old MTV interviews when Chris Robinson would go, "Oh, you like these pants? My girlfriend made them for me." It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You got a fucking cold.
Must be nice, you know. So,
I was like from Bobby from Pentagram when he used to say all his shirts were his mom's. He just
they are.
I believe that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe
that.
Yeah, they're from his mother's closet. It's crazy.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, it's funny, Pentagram story. Like, whenever we would go see them back in the day, it was always, will Bobby show up or not, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
because we're from Baltimore, so we went to a lot of shows. And then I went and saw Hounds of Hasselvander one night up in DC, and we had no expectations, and Bobby came out sang like 4 songs. So we're like, all right, so the key is you can't depend on Bobby, and then you'll get him, you know.
Maybe one day, luckily, you'll get him. Yeah. He was actually supposed to play a festival that we played like fucking 10 years ago, and he
Yeah,
dropped off. Yeah.
yeah, he's all cleaned up now. Yeah, he
Yeah.
played
Nice,
MDF
good
and
for
everything
him.
this year. Yeah. So
Good for
We
him.
were shocked. They had their own merch booth, and
it's all because of the meme.
yeah, stuff.
I was just thinking about that. It was
Yeah.
fucking mean, yeah.
The meme did it.
Did
Yeah.
that sober him up?
It got
Like,
him
you're crazy as
more
fuck.
more
He was
coverage.
crazy
as fuck.
He got more out of that than any PR firm could have ever gotten anybody. You know,
That is so
Crazy.
wild, man. These
Yeah.
days,
He's
dude.
And then everybody's
better
like,
now than
who's
he ever
Kemgren?
had.
I'm like, come on now.
That guy's in a band?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The
That's good.
40 years of playing in clubs that didn't do anything, but the meme that did everything.
It's a
Yeah.
stardom. Yep.
Crazy.
Welcome to 2026, right?
I'm pretty sure Cadaver's now gotten huge because of that video of their drummer, and he's just like,
Yeah.
come on stage, just ripping it.
Yeah.
So as far as like your drum kit setup, how has it changed over the years, or has it stayed pretty much the same?
That's a good question. It's gotten bigger as I could afford bigger drums. Got a hold of, how long ago was it? I don't know. When about the time Austin and I started playing together, I got a hold of a DW kit, and I took the floor tom and made it a rack tom, and then eventually I added another bigger floor tom, and it turns out all I was trying to do was recreate John Bonham's drum kit. So
okay, yeah.
Fortunately, I was able to this past year buy just a Ludwig Bonham series maple drum kit. So I'm super stoked about it. I'm real happy.
How many shows have you played with it now? Like just like 4 or 5? Not very many, right?
Yeah, I don't know very many.
And I think that's why I was getting those vibes on stage our last show, because it accentuates his playing. He plays fucking big, so the big drum is fucking
Yeah, I think we've gone through
perfect.
just in this band. We've probably gone through 4 different kits, 3 different kits, I guess, stage wise. Yeah. So we've switched around quite a bit, but we still have pieces and parts of all the other kits still too. But yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah. Sounds fucking great.
Oh yeah, and we added a China this year, so that's pretty sweet because I've been complaining to him about not having a China, and so now we have one, and I'm very excited about it.
Now we just need a gong.
Yeah. We need a venue that's big enough to fit.
Yeah. That first maybe, yeah.
That is the bane of every drummer's existence. Like, I love playing like small club shows, but there's never enough room for the big gear on stage, and
we
all of our gear is huge.
3 drums go up, and he's like, I live back here now, and then we just start handing him shit, and he just stays back there until we start playing. And yeah,
I noticed like in a song like Witch Hunt that, you know, the bass and the drums really seem to like lock in on each other. Do you write that percussive thing together, or is it just kind of magic that happens?
So honestly, that song they tracked like right before I joined, or right as I was joining. So that is Austin on bass on that track.
Oh.
And he's playing with the pick on that one.
Yeah, which one was first?
The 4 song, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
Okay. And Kate was like, "Oh shit, we're doing this song first."
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Will and I played for so long. I track bass on a lot of like projects that I've done anyways. And like we had to get things moving. So yeah, I had an idea for what I wanted to do for bass on that one. So yeah, it was a little bit different on that one actually. And then like even live, Toby will tweak things in and out to kind of make it a bit more his own. I think we all kind of tweak things now, like as the album, like we've had these songs done for a decent amount of time. And so like now when we play them live, like there's little spots and things that are not quite the same. But you know, they're just like little improvements that we want to keep making. And, you know, as long as they're not like completely changing the song, I don't see anything wrong with everybody kind of, you know, moving forward. And, you know, you get bored of playing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just want to like, I'm just going to change this fill up, change this thing up. We'll throw in way too many.
Here.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's way too many modern day witch hunts going on.
Yes.
Too crazy.
True that.
Too crazy to even talk about.
Yes, it is.
True that.
Okay, you were talking about the demonstration and the notes that you hit on that. Where do you kind of decide like where to stay anchored and where to let it go? Like, is there a certain amount of times or just one big hit or a couple?
I'm kind of a stickler with patterns. So if I do something on one, I'll probably not do it on the next one or keep it to every other. When it comes to like high notes, trying not to like overuse them, but I don't know. It's a lot of just feeling where they need to go. That end one, that ending note, I didn't even know I was gonna do that. I didn't even write that. It just happened. It's video. I seriously just like closed my eyes and put my head back, and I was so tired. And they're like, just go one more time. I'm like, oh, I was gonna do the octave below that, and that's the one I'll hit live because I'm comfortable with it, even though it's still really hard. But that one was, I want to totally like octave higher, and it's a whistle note, and I don't know. But a lot of just feeling when I'm writing it, I can just hear those layers of harmony and know that that part it just needs something, whether that's an echo or whether that's just me bending into something or like a full-on high note with a harmony on top of that high note, like I don't know, but I am a stickler with patterns and trying to not overuse those. So
I think you do a really great job of balance, really.
thanks. I still feel like I stumble through it, so okay.
Shall we play our game? All right, so we play a game on the show. Normally it's 5 random questions, but sometimes we only have one person. But since it's 4 of you, I want you each to pick 2 numbers between 1 and 100. And they'll correspond to a random question you will answer.
All right. 21 and 44.
Okay,
Wait, how are we doing this? You want us all to call our numbers now?
Yeah, you can all go.
Okay.
okay. 11 and 79.
All righty.
I'm gonna go 66 and 67.
66, 67. Okay.
Do 13 and 93.
1393. All right, we'll start over on this side. Gonna get to my 20s. What is the silliest fear that you still have as an adult?
For me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Being on a high platform, like, or like a ski lift or some shit, like, I'm okay on airplanes or whatever else, but like if there's just like a chance where like, a railing could break or whatever, like that freaks me out.
It's a pretty real fear. Yeah.
Yeah. And I had a great grandfather that died falling from a scaffolding.
Oh my gosh.
So they say trauma can exist through the fucking generation. So I wonder if that's like a subconscious thing. Not to get too deep on you. Sorry, you probably saw you asked that, right?
I had to go. I was in Louisville for work years ago, and they took me to the UPS airport where UPS is, but they only do it like in the middle of the night because that's when all the packages are flying around. And I was so tired, I was like leaning over, kind of like what you're saying, like leaning on the the railing, and they were like, "Dude, back up a little, because you're gonna get shipped off to South Africa if you, So. I was so tired. It was the first thing I thought of when you said that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I land on the belt, and then they don't know what happens after that.
Yeah, man, you're screwed.
Picked 44. Better with these numbers. What's the silliest thing you've ever done because you were bored?
He's just gonna say smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
trying to think of some legal things that I can say here.
Yeah.
It's legal in Maryland, so
Yeah.
Yeah. We do live in Omaha, you know. Never gone cow tipping, but honestly, when I was a kid, we used to fucking go ghost hunting a lot. Like way before ghost hunters and all that shit. Me and my
Okay.
friends are all about it. Got some good photos. They were
did you
orbs.
did you videotape it or just photos?
Just photos. I don't think. Well, I mean, we tried videotaping, but we never got anything from that. But we got one really clear image of a ghost and a lot of orbs. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But one really cool fucking image. Yeah.
So Kate, you had 11. What's the most clothing that you wear when you want to be comfy?
Well, like not a lot. When I want to be comfy, I'll like get down to an underwear and have a band t-shirt or something. I don't want to wear like pants to bed. Yuck.
Yeah, really.
No, no, I don't not like to wear my sweats to bed. That sounds awful and sweaty.
Yeah.
So like comfy around the house, just like jammies, like yoga pants and just something. I don't have good answers, you guys. I suck at this.
You got one more
That's an
question.
honest answer. Yeah.
Yeah, one more chance to redeem yourself.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm all about the yoga pants myself on the weekends. It's like
Yeah.
it's perfect thing. You can clean, you can cook, it doesn't matter. All right, you picked 79. What is something that you find yourself doing to pass the time, like when you're at, waiting for an appointment or the bus?
Man.
You have doom scrolling or crossword puzzles.
I mean, definitely an honest answer is checking all the social medias, looking at my emails. I run a business and have 3 kids and like just catching up when I have a minute. But yeah, like I'll like check the news and I'll I don't know, like mindless shows like like shows that like reality shows, just dumb shit like blind date, whatever, just something dumb. I don't have to think about.
Such a girl.
I know, like if I just want to like turn off, I'll have it in the background and while I'm charting for work or like rom-coms or just nostalgic movies, like stuff like that I'll put on while I have something else going on. So I don't sit still very often, but I have to have things going on.
Three kids keep you busy, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's always good to have background noise. I have to when I'm folding laundry. I can't just, it's got to, I don't care. I'll put a football game I don't even care about, just have something.
I like to cook. I like to cook a lot, so just stuff like that.
Just cooking a past time.
Oh yeah, relaxes me.
Cooking is very relaxing, I agree. So you picked 66. Have you ever called someone by the wrong name for like a lot longer than before when you realized it?
Oh
Like
God, my job entails me calling people the wrong fucking name. Everyone is dude. Because I've made that mistake too many times. I put my foot in my mouth so many stupid times. It's not even people's names. Like I'll just do shit that I know I shouldn't have said that shit out loud, but I did it anyway. This kid had a car sitting out front of the tattoo shop. It was like a shitty like Chevy Cruze that he decided to wrap with like chameleon color. And like I walk outside smoking a cigarette and I'm like, who the fuck would take this shitty car and wrap it with this really nice wrap? And the kid just like is standing like 5 feet away. Oh, that'd be me. Awesome.
Oh,
it
my.
looks so good though. It's what I wanted to say.
Nice recovery. Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah. I don't remember anybody's name. My names are lost in like a moment. And like in my job, you meet a lot of people. And then on top of the band, you meet a lot of people. And people will just walk up and be like, dude, so good. It's so good to see you again. And you're like, Yeah, you.
There you are.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, for a long time, we had the same tattoo artist for a long time, right? And he had made a lot of bad decisions in his life, right? So he
As
would
we all
talk
do.
about it, and I told Stace, I'm like, don't give him advice because if you do, he has to go smoke and think about it. So she didn't listen to me at first. So he would be like, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go. I gotta go take a smoke.
Hold
So
on, hold on.
she'd
Let
be
me
sitting
just
there with half her ass hanging out, while he's outside
Yeah.
smoking for 15 minutes. I'm like, I told you, don't
Uh-huh.
solve Kevin's problems.
Uh,
Yeah, because I made the same mistake myself.
Mhm. Yep.
Is it breezy in here?
Yeah.
I know. And back in the day when I was still working two jobs, I work a doctor's office during the day and I worked a restaurant at night. And if people were like, "Oh, hey, hi," I never knew where.
Oh yeah.
No idea.
You just
Yeah.
go with it at that
Right.
point.
Yeah.
Right, you picked 67. If you had to live in a cartoon, which one would it be?
Rick and Morty, for sure.
Yeah.
Hands down. That sounds like a blast and also terrible, but also a blast. Yeah, no, I think that'd be fantastic. That or Gravity Falls. Big fan. Big fan of that one too.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I've got my choices for sure. Big cartoon fan. So, but
It'd be a lot
I think
better
Rick
than
and Morty would be
SpongeBob.
great. No, I don't want to live under the sea, man. That
No.
sounds awful. I don't think
Krabby
I'd do
Patties
that.
don't look tasty. I mean,
you and Sandy hanging out in the bubble.
Right?
Water.
all right. And you picked number 13. What's a weird combination of food that you actually enjoy?
Weird combination of food.
I like peanut butter and cheese.
Yeah. Sounds toxic.
I not that I enjoy it, but I have eaten a lot of it. Peanut butter and mayonnaise.
Ooh.
Just as bad.
I don't.
That sounds-
It's very functional. When I was a kid working on a ranch, some lady was like, "Here's lunch," and that was it. It was peanut butter and mayo sandwiches, and if you didn't eat that, you
wow.
didn't eat. And we're working on a ranch, so like, I was gonna eat.
Yeah.
But apparently, it turns out it's like a depression era, high calorie, like
High protein.
get you through the day type energy, and it's real effective. So
I guess the jelly would be too much sugar and bring your blood sugar down. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
idea.
well, and it was not everybody could afford jelly.
What's wrong with
What,
just
you don't-
peanut butter?
Yeah,
I do that. Yeah. Why did you need to throw it down?
because
I know what you're saying.
if you're
though.
making
Yeah,
it,
you gotta
if you're
fix that,
making it
sure.
yourself, yeah, then it's like,
Well, you were stuck in, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Next time, could you hold that?
Can you have that mayo?
Alrighty. Peanut butter and cheese is good too because you can grill it and the peanut butter runs out, but I go on too long.
Well,
I'll
90.
try it.
It's
I'll try it.
really
I'll
interesting.
try about anything once, sometimes twice, just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
Just make sure.
93. If you could wear only one color for a whole year, what color would you pick?
That's not a hard question. It's OD green.
Yep.
Okay.
OD green all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I would probably be real excited about it. I don't think they'd have to force me to do it. So
Yeah.
It's not far off from the normal year you live
yeah, right.
currently. So, other than black. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, black's the obvious answer,
Yeah.
though, because like
It's true.
musician, engineer, tattoo artist, like yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Although probably wouldn't wear white in the winter. You guys get lost in that snowdrift, would never find you.
Oh yeah. People
Yeah.
Get lost for days if they try to wear white in there.
Perfect camouflage.
So tell me about your boogie van
Oh,
that you take for shows. Is there normally a driver, shotgun, or you guys take turns?
no, there's no turns. It is my van. I built it. It's been a lot of work and a lot of money, like an extensive amount of money.
The last person that drove it blew it up.
Yeah, also true. I have had a couple of vans over the years, but this is like my hot rod van. I got it, I don't know, a couple of years back, and then we blew the motor like, I don't know, 6 months after having it. We were coming back from a show in Lincoln and blew the motor and put parts all over the ground and liquid, and it was fun. And then did a whole engine swap and changed everything, and it is loud and angry and pissed off.
And real cool.
And real cool. Yeah, the whole like dash is all like shaggy dog, and like it's like shag carpets and like brown tweed everywhere on the inside, and now I've got full benches that like move into a like into a bed and stuff like that. But kind of started we started going to like Van Nationals, which is like the largest van meetup of the US. It happens every year, and it happens in whichever state the van club takes over. But there's like 800 vans that show up, and we all party for like 5 days. And this year we got to play it. Like these two, we got to play it with like our band, our friends in Red Desert and Year of the Cobra and Riff Lord, and we all played the show. Hung out in the vans and had a great time. It's killer. So yeah, but we bring it out to shows. I've had it pinstriped, and so it's got Beast Eagle across the back of it, and
cool.
yeah, it's always a fun time to show up. It's got like Les Paul like stained glass taillights on it, and so
Fuzzy
it's
dice?
yeah. God, I don't have fuzzy dice, but I do have stained glass dice. So
Oh, cool.
that
Better.
That's even better. Yeah.
so yeah, it's always a great time. People know like right when we're there for the show, so it's always a fun little kind of add-on for it. So
That's nice.
So how did your album release show go in December, and what's the vibe like at the Whiskey Roadhouse?
It was, I mean, it was awfully cold, and
So cold.
it was
cold.
wind chill like in the negatives. It was just a nasty day, and when it gets like that, you just never know if people are gonna feel like coming out. But I think over 175 people to almost 200 people showed up, and the Whiskey Roadhouse was in the casino, and it had a cool vibe. They took their time with us and got sound figured out after a little while, and we got all the bugs figured out, and for the most part, and I mean,
It was a fun show.
yeah, it was a
real
fun show. They did a good job for us, and the bands were great, and yeah, I mean, we
Crowd had a good time. It was fun.
yeah.
Can't be tired when you're in a casino, so you know,
It's
just
true.
Yeah.
pumping all that oxygen in, you're good to go.
Are there any local bands that you really love to play with, or who would you would recommend?
There's a lot. Gallivant that we played with at that show. They're great. Dead Poets is one I really like. There's a lot. Like if we go on, we're gonna leave people out, and then we're gonna be like, "Fuck, we didn't tell us we our friends band." So let's say there's a fucking lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
We had a great music scene. Great music scenes.
You know, we
Hollow
love Year of the
Citizen,
Cobra,
Fire
too.
Slander.
What's that?
Oh, we love Year of the Cobra too. We had Amy and John on the show.
Yeah. It was
Nice,
Yeah,
nice, yeah, awesome.
great.
Oh yeah.
We love playing shows with them.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Yeah.
They're great.
I can't believe what that woman can do with a bass. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sick.
Yeah, now they have their new project out too. So
Yes.
Real excited about that too. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy. So, if you could do an opening gig for any band existing or in the past, who would you pick to open for?
Alice
Could be
Cooper.
individual. Alice Cooper would be great.
God, I'm gonna say Soundgarden. Like, let me open the show for Chris Cornell. I would have. Yeah.
I go yes.
Yes,
For
it'd be
sure.
wild.
Yeah. Be a ripper.
Thank you. I'm gonna pick one living and alive, or living and alive. Yeah.
Also alive.
Living.
Living.
But Led Zeppelin, obviously that'd be a ripper. But a living band, I wanna play with He's Legend. That's like living legend.
And it might happen this year. It might
Yeah.
happen. We'll see. So
That would
could
be
be real exciting.
so
for us.
awesome. Yeah.
So do you guys have any tour plans or festivals you're currently eyeing? If you could, if you can't tell us because you'd have to kill us, that's fine.
Yeah, we'd have to send some hitmen your way, but we'll be letting some cats out some bags soon.
We're working on a lot of different things right now, and so hopefully we can kind of get some things moving forward. But we are planning on getting out of the state a bit more this year, so it should be pretty cool to finally kind of do a little bit more than just kind of a quick weekend warrior kind of thing. So hopefully we'll try to make it out and about.
Get some music out.
Yeah. Conquer some lands,
Yes.
Yeah. We haven't been out to the East Coast yet.
That's true.
Well, we would be there if you were
Yeah, we
there.
would. Yep.
We'd be the
Okay.
idiots in the front row yelling real loud.
All right.
Hold you to that.
Do you guys ever switch instruments mid-set or change tunings?
No, and you know why? Because nobody else can play the drums.
Yep. Straight up.
Toby can,
A little bit, not like him though.
but he has
Way down range. Yeah, and we do tune up for a cover song that we've been doing, Cochise from Audio Slave.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
Other than that,
Yeah, we stick with drop C pretty much all the time. Like it, it's comfy. All the guitars are set up in it.
I think the only band I've ever seen that did that was Sonolith at Doomfest. They literally halfway through the set, they switched instruments, they switched tuning. We were and like a NASCAR pit crew. And we went, which is
Yeah,
it's like a whole
it
new
was
band.
cool. Yeah, it was cool.
that's wild. Well, we hope to catch you guys out there.
Fuck
Absolutely
yeah.
love this album. Absolutely blown away by you guys.
Thank you. That was fun.
We're so glad. Hopefully we'll catch you out there someday.
Yeah. Cool.
I think
Yeah.
I think we're gonna make our way out to the East Coast sometime. Hopefully in the
That'd be
next
great.
year. We'll see.
And the West Coast and across the world and we'll
Yeah.
I'm shooting for the stars.
yeah.
Oh, and there was something in the email about it, but when it came out, Black Acid Evil, I thought was shit. Totally fucking just fucking crap. Trying to be industrial, jumping on the fucking bandwagon and shit.
It's terrible.
But over
It's
the
terrible.
years, there's some points in it I like, and I don't hate it as much. But it's definitely a down point in Danzig's career.
Falling on deaf ears.
Time I went to South Carolina and I had to scrape my windshield.
Yeah.
Okay, deaf ears one.
This is Orchid Throne, self-titled. Is anyone else uncomfortable with a really big menu? I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of these hipster places could fit theirs on a postcard, which is also less than ideal. Couldn't you have swapped out the Instagram logo, best food truck 2010, or the picture of the owner's face for a couple more side options?
But I guess it's easier to believe that Curtis is really good at a handful of shawarma recipes than believing one tiny kitchen can handle anything, from burgers and subs to calamari, 8 types of vegan tacos, seared tuna tikati, and something called Journey into Flambe, which I don't even want to know about. Most of these places have a cornerstone dish that the whole thing is built around. Usually it's bacon cheeseburger related for the faint of heart. Baltimore-based bassist and drummer Nicholas Bonsanto has proven to be quite the gourmet journeyman in recent years, managing rhythmic duties for several symphonic, melodic, and progressive metal outfits in the Mid-Atlantic region, and his one-man Orchid Throne project is his most ambitious outing to date. Everything is on offer from hooky guitar harmonies to icy keys to introspective woodsy acoustic segments. Some bits are potato and sirloin, others are roquefort and arugula, and still others are a melancholy sort of lentil soup concocted by forest pixies with zero oversight from the health department whatsoever, so feel free to nibble as opposed to feast.
For years, I labored, lazily, maybe lounged as opposed to labored, under the opinion that those looking for a gateway into extreme music, grunts and gurgles, would be best served starting with the first couple of autopsy records. Now, I still defend that stance resolutely. Well, as resolutely as one can with an umbrella drink in one hand. But it occurs to me that times have changed. There are people who want their Floyd and they want their Weird in the Wood energy. Hell, they may even want a glockenspiel. In this regard, something like Orchid Throne is a more suitable fit. The entire disc is chock-a-block with lengthy, flute-tastic, woodsy folk and acoustic segments, mellow and trippy mood dips, and melodic keys. Just take one listen to something like Breath of Autumn, much more frolicking in the Schwarzwald than rotting in Baltimore City behind an MTA bus. Let's play a clip. This is Ephemerality. Of course, there is a lot more on the menu than half-naked sprites and miscreant centaurs. Lyrically, he traverses complex emotions of suicide, hopelessness, and defeat. All good metal fodder. But what about indigestion? At any rate, nearly every song backs into heavily blackened guttural vocals and screamy segments with blasting drums, which seamlessly move into near operatic vocal segments, soaring and cinematic.
Suffice to say, he doesn't play it safe. In fact, the label Melodic Doom actually sells the thing short and had me waiting for some kind of Imperial State Electric shenanigans, which couldn't be further away from this ritual amidst Clifton Park oak trees, which I wasn't sure if there were any. My grandfather always packed a gun when he golfed there when I was a kid, but this is not important to the review at all. Finally, portion sizes on the appetizer and dessert are a little at askew, as opener Dreamworld and closer With Promise both run over 10 minutes apiece, so keep your blood sugar in check for this one. But the flow of the meal is not impacted as much as you might think, with different courses and full flavors all swirling into one another in the most likable way. A promising debut from this Baltimore upstart. My advice is to grab a download of this curious offering via the Orchid Throat Bandcamp page and skip the paella until next time. Let's play a clip. This is With Promise.
Hey, I made you paella.
I won't skip yours. Okay, Deaf Ears 2 is the new album from Jack Harlon and the Dead Crows, Inexorable Opposites. When Tim Couch-Smith dons the black hat and the rest of this Australian quartet shrug into their fringed leather jackets, you might as well pull on your boots and let out a well-earned yippee. Jack Harlon and the Dead Crows are riding again. In this, their fourth full-length, they not only bring back the anti-hero Jack, but also evolve him and the band. The most immediate shift hits you right in the sternum. New drummer Braden Betcher. The man plays like he is the rampant wall of doom descending hard. Plus, the decision to bring in Lewis Noak Edwards as an external drum engineer pays off massively. The percussion sounds at times meaner and more brutal than anything to hit the mixing board before. Yet, for all the added weight, the album knows when to breathe.
In its lighter moments, Jack Harlon and the Dead Crows channel an airy gothic rock atmosphere that calls to mind Dax Riggs' solo work, particularly the moody elegance of 7 Songs for Spiders. While the mythos of the sci-fi Western outlaw Jack Harlon still cast a long shadow, Coots Smith puts the lyrical lens sharply towards reality. Drawing from personal experience and his work in mental health, these songs grapple with the exhausting task of being human and dealing with humans, especially the off-center ones.
As someone who works with patients myself, that struggle lands with uncomfortable clarity. The album's title, lifted from Carl Jung's Man and His Symbols, serves as his thesis statement. Life is a relentless collision of opposites, bitter and sweet. Love is a battlefield. Thank you, Pat Benatar. Coffee-fueled mornings that inevitably end in wine, good and evil, birth and death, jalapeno ice cream. Night and day. We exist in an inescapable yin-yang loop of extremes, forever oscillating between craving balance and sabotaging it 5 minutes later. Jack Harlon and the Dead Crows don't offer easy answers across these 8 tracks, each unfolding in a 4 to 6 minute span, giving the stories room to breathe while the campfire flickers low.
Moss kicks the album off with a distorted guitar trilling out a spaghetti western melody from Jordan Richardson, full of horse sway and quiet loneliness, the kind of theme Ennio Morricone might have dreamt up for a fistful of dollars. Braden Bescher's drums enter in slow, deliberate strikes, gradually building from a crawl into a steady trot. Beneath it all, Liam Barry's low-end bass rumbles and roars, splattering the track with a muddy menace that widens the bandwidth considerably. Around the 1:30 mark, Tom Coots-Smith's vocals finally emerge through an atmospheric haze and already thick as fog. Choked with echo, they feel more spoken than sung at first, until the chorus hits. That initial guitar melody cycles and lopes forward as Richardson grinds out grating riffs, letting notes hang at the ends of phrases like scintillating flares. Barry's bass hopscotches around the percussion, popping and prowling alongside Bescher's increasingly confident kit work. Then comes the Take Your Edible Now interlude. A wah-wah guitar spills liquid notes that bleed into one another, the vocals mirroring that same rubbery reverb bounce. Bescher's low taps swell into cymbal-crashing fury as the wahs accelerate into dizzying blurs, flattening you against the wall like a graviton ride at the state fair. A warbly, slightly unhinged guitar solo stumbles its way out before the evocative opening melody resurfaces. From there, sharp snare cracks drive the track towards its conclusion, ending on a truncated feedback squall that cuts the scene short.
By contrast, the less power-driven but no less intense moment arrives with Dave Is Done. Quick, nervous guitar notes babble out alone at first, moving with a speedy gait that repeatedly dips off the trail into brief dissonance before finding gravel again. It feels restless and intentionally unstable. Tim Cotus-Smith's vocals drip with snark, delivered in a talk-sung cadence. Seems like I live while I die. Deal with it. Delving deeper. So dramatic about it. His nasally blasé delivery lands somewhere between Tired Cowboy and Bob Dylan. After nearly a minute, just long enough to go grab a coffee, Braden Betcher's drums finally jazz tap their way in. That opening guitar line continues, now pushed back in the mix, while Liam Barry's bass vibrates underneath like a distant didgeridoo hum. Once the drums fully wake up, the song begins to stretch and contract, riffs rubbing the sleep from their eyes, bunching up, then receding again as the tide pulls back, briefly returning the track to its earlier trance before snapping back into focus. A break of light tap drums follows, layered with dense onion skin vocals that keep peeling away, soft O's ghosting at the edges, lending the whole passage a surreal, half-dreamed quality. Over top, the guitar squeals and peels out notes like a car circling a concrete garage, while Betcher ratchets up the tension with frantic strikes and cymbal pushes. The phantopas accelerate, darting off into the ether as the track dissolves. Let's play a clip. This is Dave Is Done.
My favorite moment on the album comes when the band sinks fully into doom dirge territory, dropping riffs with the gravitational pull of a Looney Tunes anvil, most gloriously on Venomous. The track hits hard right out of the gate, with Braden Bescher's drums smacking you square in the nose like a boxer working a heavy bag. Liam Barry's bass is a special sauce, sliding off the burger in thick, messy drips of spicy reverb. The guitar lurches between scattered wah echoes and a swaggering, dangerously near spy melody with the strut of a lost 007 theme. Tim Coots Smith's vocals arrive as a trippy loop, like a speech delivered in a massive arena where the words ricochet endlessly, doubling back on themselves. When the riff breaks down, the repeated wah-wah larynx drop collides with cascading waves of bass reverb in the chorus, becoming as contagious and delirium-inducing as typhoid fever in the Old West. The guitar then squeals like a greased pig, spiraling upward in a flurry of notes before melting back into the hallucinatory wahs. With each return to the chorus, Coots Smith stretches the line, "I am venomous," with increasing amounts of piss and vinegar. A brief interlude strips things down to guitar alone, the melody ringing in deliberate resonant strikes before Bescher brings the war drums back in, and the intoxicated, warbly wall of doom slowly reassembles. It's heavy, hypnotic, and completely mesmerizing. Sonically, the band continues to blur borders. Blues, grit, stoner rock, heft, spaghetti western drama, lo-fi fuzz, soft as duck down, and doom all collide into something that feels both mesmerizing and confrontational. That duality aligns perfectly with the Carl Jung theory at the heart of the album. Systems inevitably flip to their opposite state in search of balance. Awake to sleep, Bert to Ernie. Well, you get the drift. Those themes of opposition show up musically as well.
You truly get both sides of the coin here without sanding down the titanic riffs and fuzz that built the band's reputation in the first place. The atmosphere draws a straight line from the Australian outback to the Arizona Badlands, wide open, sun-bleached, and permanently tinged with danger, and maybe just a little peyote to crack the mind open. Sometimes a bit of head housekeeping does come easier after a bit of mind bending. The band has openly said this album contains both their heaviest and gentlest material, and they're not kidding. One moment you're chin deep in doom-soaked fuzz, the next you're drifting through a hallucinatory western haze. Inexorable Opposites is highly recommended for fans of heavy music that thinks as hard as it hits. If you ride for Aux, Electric Wizard, or Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, you can hang your hat, of course never on the bed, and probably lose a few hours with this bunch, and maybe even walk away with a fringed jacket.
Let's play a clip. This is Venomous. Okay, Deaf Ears 3 is the new album from Blood Cannery, Olympic Blood. There's spunky, there's defiant, and then there are ducks. Anyone who has ever witnessed a family of ducks taking over an area can attest to the fact that they do not yield to anyone. I remember one particular occasion when a mother and her 5 ducklings decided to build their homestead on the edge of a busy highway on-ramp. Can't tell you how many times I was jolted awake from my zombie-like pre-coffee trance as I attempted to merge and was forced quickly to slam on the brakes as this mini parade marched from one side of the road to the other, Mama calling out orders like their schedule was oh so much more important than ours.
Of course, I was horrified like the rest of the neighborhood, fearing the entire family would soon be exterminated by a groggy tractor-trailer driver. But I still found the situation fascinating. The mother was so resolute. The ducklings are so dedicated, so oblivious to danger, steadfastly following her lead. The vibe was, you'll have to move your on-ramp somewhere else. These ducks had their own thing going on, and as ludicrously unsustainable as this location was for them, their work-a-day attitude was commendable. Similarly uncompromising, the latest album from Idaho's Blood Cannery, a noise post-punk entity largely fueled by the atmospheric fits of mainstay Cole Foster. Judging from their Bandcamp page, his prolific output goes back at least 6 years. I'll resist the urge to compare them to Lightning Bolt, like seemingly every other reviewer, and simply comment that the band's steadfast dedication to their own twisted approach is commendable in its own right.
The impression from the first note is that young Foster is wrestling feedback like a wild animal, churning out megaphone vocals enriched by the erratic percussion of drummer Eli Anderson. They definitely have the could fall apart at any time thing going on, except you feel they'd keep going anyway, even if someone cut the power on them or the generator ran out of juice. Defiant, unyielding, and like the aforementioned bird family, unfazed by the world outside of their noise cloud. The difference here, of course, is there's very little chance that Blood Cannery will be flattened by a wayward vehicle during the performance. At any rate,
Let's play a clip. This is Virginia. Despite the unlikelihood of becoming roadkill, the element of danger is highly prevalent across these 12 tracks that all dwell stubbornly around 3 minutes in length. The loose theme of the record is intriguing. Colonial era violence, a man being terrorized by some kind of beast that even goes as far as killing his favorite horse, forcing him to take matters into his own hands. The music is jagged, bass guitars fuming, drums as mood shifter as opposed to tempo keeper. Prime example would be Damn the Brute, with a thick, beefy bass tone enlivened by the brattle of erratic drum texture. Riffs seem to reveal themselves like punctuation marks, more of the occasional guidepost as opposed to a driving force. For example, a couple of listens in and we're leaning into instrumentals like Blackout, guitars chiming warm and hazy, bass sort of tuning up, keys and bass leaning on each other as rhythmic ecosystem. Unimpressed that we wandered in the back door and started nodding our heads. I used to use a phrase based on the infamous Velvet song for music like this. They found their inner Sister Ray, and it seems apt with regard to this album.
Moon Curse breaks things up with a riff straight off your favorite live Fatso Jetson album. Strange squiggles yelping underneath like frightened critters, guitar shifting from rhythm to lead like the band is using the wrong screwdriver for a task because that's all they have available. As the album nears conclusion, the beats tighten to machine-like pulses, guitars burble and squiggle, the vocals retreat to an added rhythmic pulse like an auctioneer endlessly providing bid status in a crowded room. It's quite an enjoyable ruckus, full of echoes and delays, and one instrument bleeding into the next, and an admirable lack of concern if a song is a toe tapper. Music is its own environment, and Blood Cannery deserves kudos for creating it. Fans of any of the aforementioned bands, snag one of the few remaining copies of this beast before they're gone. In the meantime, keep your eye on the tail feathers in front of you and watch for the wayward Peterbilt. Let's hear Moon Curse. But more importantly, Dave is not even a licensed chiropractor. Have you heard?
This has been the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast. Special thanks to Beast Eagle for appearing on the show. Snaggletooth theme courtesy of Jens Kemgren of the Firebombs. Deaf Ears theme by Tim Green of the Fucking Champs. Season 4 artwork courtesy of KC Angel. You can find him on Instagram at KC Angel Art. Deaf Ears bands include Orchid Throne, Blood Cannery, and Jack Harlon and the Dead Crows. All content 2026, the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
I remember the good old days during the 4th of July picnic. They used to have the CEO in the dunk tank. I dunked him 29 times. Weirdly, they got rid of it after that.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that the world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means.